Good morning and welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Down here, your traffic jockey in the traffic center here, coming up on 7:25. Again, apologize for being a little bit late. Honestly, it was just operator error. Just kind of got a little bit of a late start here this morning. So that's why hopefully my face isn't too red. I just got out of the shower. So and it's like 1,000 degrees in the traffic center. Having some trouble or a good thing, depending on which way you look at it, right, with the heat. Can't seem to control the heat, so it's just like stifling in here. It's like being in a toaster. But anyway, so 7:25 is our time. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. We thank you so much for dialing us in here this morning. Let's go to the comments very quickly here. Auntie Anna, buenos dias to you. Good morning. Thanks for waiting for the show to come on here on a Thursday. So again, I apologize. We're going to about 8:30, 8:35 or so. Again, the New Jersey Morning Show, the Thursday, Friday routine. So I apologize. It's a little owe everybody about another 25 minutes or so. But just things just pile onto each other. Anyway, so let's get right to it here this morning. What I'm going to do is put up our banner for all four of our sponsors here, as we'll give them all some equal love here for the next hour. Let's bring in our branding, shall we? And where is it? There it is, right there. And you know what we do? Let's go right to the Weather Center, because Raine Herbert is in the Weather Center here this morning. She did a nice job, so I want to make sure I didn't take out a weather hit for her. So we're going to do that right now at 7:26. On the backside of that, we'll come back and we'll start the morning commute. All right, Raine, good morning.
Good morning, Don. Our recording equipment is still having some problems, so we're going to keep doing our phone forecast like we've been doing for a couple days. So our headlines for today: possible showers and storms moving in later this afternoon today, as well as continuing through the evening, but should be cleared out by tonight. And as we move into the weekend, looking like some beautiful weather, and as we move into next week, the temps are going to start to cool down, and it's really definitely going to start to feel like fall. So for our commute forecast, this morning some patchy fog, but nothing of extreme concern. Should still be generally a good morning commute. And then for later, like I said, there is going to be some rain as well as some wind, so do just be aware of that and drive safely. And for today's highs, 72 in Trenton and Millville, 71 in Camden, Piscataway, and White Plains. Up in Connecticut and Milford, 70, and also 70 in Islip and Toms River. So overall, high 60s and low 70s for today's highs. And then as we move for today's lows, 51 in Piscataway and Trenton. A little bit warmer up in Milford and Islip, 56 and 55 respectively, and chillier in Sussex at 46. So for our future cast, as we move into this afternoon, the rain is already starting. It is heavier over in the Pennsylvania area, if anyone from Pennsylvania is watching, but by this afternoon it should be covering the majority of New Jersey as well as some parts of New York. And then moving in further into the evening, much heavier rain over in Connecticut. So definitely do be aware of that if you're still driving. Hopefully everyone's home by then, but if you are still out, make sure you have your umbrellas and you're also driving safely, because the rain is definitely going to get a lot heavier up there. But that should be cleared out by Friday morning, and it's going to be a really beautiful weekend. Friday and Saturday both looking like hardly a cloud in the sky. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Raine. Nice job as always, my friend. Good to see you there in the Weather Center. So we'll get to the traffic here in just a quick second. Just want to make a couple comments there with the weather as we saw it. First of all, just a production note, the Weather Watchers having some trouble with their recording equipment. That's why it looks a little different than what you normally do see. John is astutely on the case, so I'll pass out, John, if there's anything I can do. I'm not sure if I can. Certainly get in touch with me and we'll chat. Second of all, the rain coming in, I think, is going to have an impact on the Yankees game tonight against the Cleveland Guardians. That's game 2. Don't ask me why they decided to take a day off yesterday when it was last night when it was absolutely picture perfect. knowing that this forecast, I mean, John and the weather watchers have been telling us about this rain since Monday or even Sunday. So I'm not quite sure why they just didn't move the game to Wednesday instead of adding another day, because it's going to be really difficult, I think, to get this game in here tonight. Just looking at that future cast. Now, it's possible that maybe it breaks out of here by 9 o'clock, 9:30, and they can dry out the field enough. And then what are you going to do? You're going to start the game at 10 o'clock. Certainly possible. I've certainly done that. But different deal when it's the regular season or it's the playoffs. A lot more riding on this. So we'll see what happens. If you're heading to the Yankee game, definitely, stay tuned to their social media pages, other media, radio, so forth. And just to find out whether that game is going to be played. So we'll see how that all plays out. But it looks like anywhere between about 1, 2 o'clock, between there and about 9, 10 o'clock tonight, you got to keep an eye out and just be careful. So please drive safely. All right. So with that said, here we're at 7:31. We're going to 8:30 here this morning. I know I owe everybody about another 25 minutes. So, again, I apologize for that this morning. Anna says, great job, Raine. Loving this behind the scenes look at the Weather Center. Yeah, it's a very cool look. I do like it very much. And again, the audio is a little challenging because they're using audio on the phone. So the phone is away from Raine at this point. But again, Johnny is working on it. But you are correct, Anna. I do like that behind the scenes look. It's very it's a very cool look. No question about that. So maybe Johnny can maybe figure out some sort of a set or something like that where they're able to do some of their stuff from there. Okay, Anna, thank you. Let's get to the problems here on the roads. We go to New Jersey, of course, because it's always the biggest problem. South on the Parkway in that construction, just south of Morris Avenue and Route 22 and 140. We've got a crash there. That has things backed up to Irvington and 143. The northbound side, this stretch here is good because of all the rubbernecking delays coming up, going north out of Clark from 135, really, on up into Cranford. Now looks like there may be a secondary crash here north of 137. So we're really tied up here. And dare I say traffic potentially maybe slightly lighter here? I don't know. Maybe a few extra vehicles. And again, I think we need to really get into November, December, obviously with the colder months and so forth, that I'm trying to put together, the patterns here. That's what traffic is all about. It's patterns, it's things you see all the time, and traffic is very cyclical. It's very patternistic as far as the way it happens around our tri-state area, pretty much in almost the same spots at the same time every single morning. It's the other outside external factors, those kind of, free radicals, if you want to call them that. Those are the things that change the traffic patterns to where you get yourself into trouble. So, such as the free radicals as far as being the work from home situation. And when I say trouble, I use that very loosely in that context. It's actually good trouble because I'm starting to see a slight pattern on Thursdays and Fridays where volume is slightly lighter than it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, again, this week was skewed because of the holiday on Monday, but there are plenty of companies out there that have the hybrid model where it's kind of 3 days in the office and 2 at home. And maybe some folks are using those 2 at home for the Thursday, Friday, because that's certainly what I would do. I'd go in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then forget it. I'm staying home the rest of the weekend. So we'll see how this plays out. Although maybe conversely, if I knew everyone was doing that, then maybe I would go in Thursday and Friday because I knew it was lighter and take Monday, Tuesday as the work from home days. But anyway, the work from home thing definitely is here to stay. That's a given. So it's definitely going to affect our traffic patterns. Okay, so let's go out to 80 now. We do have, there's a little bit, it's very minimal sun glare because the clouds are really out there. And again, it's a good 15 degrees warmer this morning than it was, let's say, on Tuesday morning. And the eastbound side of 80 between exits 30 all the way out through Denville and 38, 37, 38, 39. East into Parsippany is busy into 42, both ways out to 280 is busy. So is Route 10 getting into Morris Plains. And then 287 really, 24 south of 287 is crowded into Florham Park. North along 287, there was an earlier crash here. I think it's still maybe being cleared just before 33 in James Road. But I don't see anything on the list. Let's go to the cameras. We'll try this again. Give this the college try here. Let's see what we got. James Street. They were able to see anything, they'd have to turn the camera the other way. But what's the difference? Can't see the camera anyway. I got a feeling they're doing some kind of an upgrade to the system because just none of these cameras are working. All right, so we go north on 287 is busy. The turnpike is again slightly lighter than what we saw yesterday. So we're heavy into 13 and then some more traffic into 14. Parkway through Bloomfield here is really jacked up here from 145 all the way to 150. And then east on Route 3 is still connecting the dots out through Route 17. I think there was an earlier problem here at the Hackensack River Bridge, just east of American Dream. That delay gets back to Route 20 and 21. We go up to 208, our normal delay here out of Cedar Hill Ave, getting down through Fairlawn Avenue. Both ways 17 is heavy in Rochelle Park. So again, our normal issues here, 287 North and Edison getting busy both ways down through the Boundbrook area and Piscataway. In between exits 10 and 12 is a solid ride, but the Turnpike and the Parkway, we're fine. Maybe a little crowding here north on the local side out by Bon Jovi, and then 35. Everything on the shore is good. One, as you see, lots of green out there. 29 into the Trenton Tunnel. That's going to be a little slow. That's pretty much obvious all morning long. 295, 206 is busy. Now, it's this 70 crash here in Manchester, east of Lakehurst Road in Manchester. That is shut, unfortunately, with an accident investigation. So that's here through part of the Pine Barrens, just east of Lakehurst Road. So that's going to be in this section here. Unfortunately, I guess there is the detour here. Is this a road? Lebanon State Forest Road. So I guess you're coming through the forest here, literally, over the river and through the woods, St. Mary's Avenue, heading down to Lebanon State Forest Road. What kind of road is this? It's not even like a Google. It's not even on the deal here. Like a dirt road. So that's not an alternate. No alternates there, my friends, unless you got 4x4 and looking to go off road. So not going to do that. So just avoid 70 altogether. Probably the best idea is to come down to 72 and head out through the Pine Barrens there. 4255 crowded into 295. 295 is awfully busy as well, getting out towards Route 30. Exits 39 through 27 or so, but the rest of South Jersey is good. All right. Let's stick to the playbook here. We go to the main Bergen line. We've got delays here. No, 622 Suffering departure is canceled. And we take it over the 806 arrival. The Penn Station is canceled. 611 departure for Penn is up to 15 minutes late. Jump over the path now here this morning. Populate that. Nothing there, so that's good news. Let's bring in the New York City incident page. See what's happening here this morning. Nothing. That's good. Let's go to Long Island. Let's just run down the incident pages quickly before we go back to the maps. Southern State West, Nassau Road 21, left shoulder is out. That's going westbound. Hudson Valley, dial that in. And a vehicle on the Taconic south of 37A. It's 84 east. And a vehicle north on the Sprain. It must have like sensors or something on the Sprainbrook or whatever, because all the parkways, boy, they really get those broken down vehicles instantly. The north of Jackson Avenue in Greenberg, left lane is out. 684 south of exit 9. Lane is out there. 84, Route 22. Onic, north of 199, the ramp, the right shoulder is out. How did they know the right shoulder is out there? I mean, obviously they get some spotters, but I get it. Connecticut now. We just have our normal delays there, which is good to a degree. Let's go back to the maps. Interesting. Yesterday I was actually watching some. I find it fascinating the way people cover traffic around country. So I was watching traffic from Hawaii News Now, and first of all, on an island like Oahu, I'm sure Alexandra, when she comes back, maybe will attest to it. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of traffic on the H1, the H2, right? Kind of the merge there where they come together. Getting into Honolulu, getting out to the airport, getting out to Pearl Harbor. And it's just interesting that all the traffic cameras, the maps, I mean, they do a real nice job with it. And I think it's just the pronunciation of the roads to properly pronounce them, I think, is probably the biggest challenge for somebody who's not native Hawaiian. But it's definitely interesting the way they cover traffic. And again, it's only out on Oahu. The other islands, I have to go back and watch to see if they covered any of the other islands, the Big Island or Maui, but I can't imagine that. But maybe. So east on the expressway here across Staten Island is heavy, getting off on the belt over by Bay 8th, westbound into Flatbush Avenue is a bit slow. Inbound Gowanus on up to the BQE is heavy. Battery Tunnel looking at probably about 15 minutes there. Southbound BQE, heavy Queens Boulevard down into the Williamsburg Bridge. Midtown Tunnel looking at 20, about 10 here at the Ed Koch. South on the FDR Drive is heavy the RFK. We're going to look to move that delay down to 96 from the 130s or so. This stretch of the RFK looks good. Grand Central off the extension from the Whitestone Expressway is busy, passing City Field, getting out to LaGuardia, LIE, both ways here, basically from the Clearview to the Queens Boulevard exit. Both ways to the Jackie Robinson is heavy, and then the Jackie getting out onto Pennsylvania Avenue is really a solid ride. I wonder if there's something going on there. Not really, out to Bushwick Avenue. Ways to the Van Wyck. Again, can't really do much there. To come into Hillside Avenue. What else is new, right? Belt both ways at the airport. Cross Island is heavy east of the airport, getting all the way up to the LIE. We go up to the Bronx now. The Deegan, fairly slow. Getting out towards Willis Avenue, Yankee Stadium. The Deegan is heavy from the Mosholu. Bronx River Parkway is still pretty heavy out by the Bronx Zoo into the Cross Bronx, and the Bruckner is heavy west and south. Oh, I can't wait for this weather to change. Oh my gosh. So hot, and it's so hot though. Traffic center here, it's brutal. I got the air conditioner on and it's not doing anything. North on the Bruckner is really heavy. Heading up into the Hutchinson River Parkway, and actually it's heavier going into the Bronx than in the Queens, the Whitestone and Throngs Neck bridges. Head out to Long Island here. About a minute, we'll send it over to Raine. Grab a tissue. Again, this is part of what I was mentioning. I mean, look at Long Island. I mean, it is not as crowded as it was yesterday. So again, there's many factors. I think the work from home thing is one of the biggest ones as well. Also, weather, again, traffic and weather always go together. Always. They're always hand in hand. And it's certainly possible folks are looking at Raine's future cast and looking at the heavier showers coming in right around the evening rush hour. So maybe some are either going in earlier, looking to come home earlier, or again, it's the work from home. That's what it is. That's what I'm telling you right now. It's the work from home. It's the gut. That's what I'm going with. There it is. It's the work from home. And people are deciding, hey, I don't want to sit in rush hour traffic on the way home for 3 hours in a torrential downpour. I'm just going to do the old WFH, not the WSB like General Hospital, but WFH. So the LI is heavy in the normal spots, Town Road down to Lakeville Road. So is the Northern State, but we can look at the Meadowbrook. We're fine up just until the Northern Connector. Wantagh, little light volume at 106. Southern State, this is just usually does it can't win here. Both ways, some 17 over towards 28. LIE West here at 135 is heavy. West at Deer Park Avenue is a little bit heavy as well, and then some more volume coming in from 60 on over towards just west of 55, and then Sunrise Highway here at the merge in Oakdale, Bohemia is heavy. East on Sunrise Highway is heavy. Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill into Bridgehampton, and the North Fork is in good shape. Let me bring in Anna's comment here. She makes a great point. Traffic can be so unique to community. In Homedale, it's not uncommon that you're sharing the road with a farmer on a tractor, a horse, and a group of cyclists or a group of cyclists. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, no question. Every area has a very specific traffic pattern. You know, even just in my area alone, just to get from store or whatever, it's adding another 5-6 minutes just because of the timing of the traffic lights and the more traffic and so forth. But you're right, though. You could get the farmer on the tractor and a horse and a group of cyclists. Absolutely. No question about that. And, and then New York City has its challenges as well because you get some of the one-way streets, which are most of the streets. Manhattan, as far as that's concerned. You get behind the garbage pickup, sometimes you could sit there 10-15 minutes because there are cars parked on either side, let's say west 67th Street or something out by ABC in Columbus Circle by York Prep. You could sit there for 10 minutes, especially if there's a school, or forget it. You got nowhere to go. Factor those things in as well. All right, let's factor in the idea that we know we're going to get some rain. Let's take it over to our expert, Raine, in the Weather Center. Good morning.
Good morning, Don. If you're just tuning in now, I said earlier that we are still having some technical difficulties, so that's why we're not having our typical forecast on the big screen. But we do have our forecast from the phone from today. So let's get into our headlines. Possible showers and storms today, this afternoon and evening, as well as we move into this weekend. Really beautiful weather coming this weekend, so make sure you get out and enjoy it while you can. And for next week, our temperatures do start to cool down and it really starts to feel like fall. So for our commute forecast this morning, some patchy fog, but nothing of any real extreme concern. And then as we move into the evening for your PM commute, do expect some wind and rain, so be careful. Driving conditions could be a little bit messy, as well as it also might cause some traffic, so just be aware of that. Today's highs, 71 in Piscataway, Milford and Camden, as well as Millville. 69 in Atlantic City, New York and Sussex, and 70 in White Plains and Islip. Tonight's lows, 51 in Piscataway and Trenton, 56 up in Milford, 55 in Islip, and as well as a little bit chillier up in Sussex at 46 degrees. So looking at our futurecast, starting as early as late morning and early afternoon, that's when the rain is going to start moving into the New Jersey area. A little bit heavier over in Pennsylvania, but some of that might move over to us as well in New Jersey and also in New York and Connecticut. Moving through to around evening, 8:30 p.m., in Connecticut, the rain is particularly heavy, so if you are still outside at that point or driving, definitely just do be aware of that, and take caution because it could definitely be dangerous if you're still driving at that time. But by nighttime and Friday morning, everything clears out, and it's looking like some really beautiful conditions for Friday as well as Saturday. Barely a cloud in the sky. So for our 7-day forecast, as I said for today, 70% chance of rain and storms. Moving into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our highs all sit in the high 60s, and our lows generally in the high 40s, as well as sitting right at 50. Moving into Monday and Tuesday, there is a small chance of showers, which we will have to keep an eye on because we're not sure whether or not those will really develop, but chance of showers on Monday and Tuesday, as well as on Wednesday, it will be mostly sunny and 53. And just something to note, on Tuesday and Wednesday, the lows do get into the 30s for, if I remember correctly, for the first time in the season, so definitely make sure you are bundling up if you're going anywhere at night or early in the morning, because it's going to get chilly. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Raine. Nice job as always in the Rutgers Weather Watcher Weather Center. We'll hear from Raine and another check of your 7-day forecast here coming up, I should say, at 8:15. Again, we're on the air until 8:30 here this morning. Then we're going to switch over to the servers on New Jersey for the New Jersey Morning Show beginning at the top of the 9 a.m. hour. This broadcast is sponsored by, because we're going to do all four very quickly, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com is the website. 22 North Avenue West in historic Cranford, New Jersey. Give Ralph a call for your ice cream needs. Has some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. Again, 22 North Avenue West in historic Cranford, New Jersey, again, has the best ice cream anywhere to be found. Tell Ralph you saw it here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're also sponsored by Travels with Darley. Darley Newman has a wonderful travel program on PBS Create, Amazon Prime, Wonder Motivation TV's Journey. Give her a follow on her social media pages on Instagram, Twitter, as well as on Facebook at Travels with Darley. And darley-newman.com is the website for more information on Darley's wonderful program. Again, the main theme of most of Darley's shows is the locality, the local angle of everything. And she also sometimes tries to give you a history lesson as well. So her and her great team there at Travels with Darley put on a wonderful travel program in their 10th season. The 10th season is set to drop sometime early in 2023. We will certainly let you know when that is going to air and on what channels. You'll be able to find Travels with Darley in the 10th season. We thank Darley very, very much for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. We are also in part sponsored by, bring it up here, the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark, New Jersey. 908-325-6283. Fine fellows, a call here at the Shaved Cave for your manly grooming needs, for your hot towel shave, for your fades. It's a classic barbershop with a modern twist. And definitely head on over to the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark, conveniently located off the Parkway in New Jersey, between exits 135 and 136. Give them a follow here on their Facebook page. Go speak to my guy Omar or the owner proprietor, Mr. Alex Rivera. In their second year, established 2020, the Shaved Cave. That is, again, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark, New Jersey. We're also in part sponsored by Maxim Motors. That is going to be Nick and his father Anthony out in Morris County in New Jersey, Dover to be specific. That's on 303 West Clinton Street. That's Route 15, 973-620-9060. Again, 973-620-9060. Looking for a quality, affordable used vehicle. Give Nick a call. Peruse their website, MaximMotorcarsLLC.com. Click on the inventory link, and that'll bring you to all of the in-stock vehicles that he has. It's a smaller shop, so at times there's only about, between 8 to 12 vehicles available for sale at any time. It's a very small lot. And some of the vehicles, not going to, just full disclosure, have some higher mileage on them, which is fine. Nick and his father, Anthony, do a nice job in picking the best of the best, have them serviced by a licensed mechanic, also get them detailed. So that's what you're in the market for. Brand new vehicle, Maxim Motor Cars, 973-620-9060. Head over there. Tell them you saw it on the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, let's get back to the action now. We go into Connecticut, and sometimes Connecticut can be the bellwether benchmark here for, what we're in for. So just normal delays here, 27 down to 22. Merritt, a little bit heavy here, 50 down to 48. And then further down, south of 44 over to 36. 95 is heavy again from about 19, straight on down through about exit 5. But even that's being, I bet you this eases out here in the next 15, 20 minutes. Hudson Valley doesn't look bad at all. This. Let's see here. I feel like there's something missing on the maps. Does the map look a little Spartan? Very sparse? Like it's something's off here. I don't know what. Maybe that's what it was. That's probably what it was. The zoom level was off. That's what it was. So anyway, 287 heavy in Elmsford 1 through 5, the Bronxville Parkway, the Hutch, and New England Thruway are all looking good. East in the Cross County is busy out towards the Hutch, and the north on the Hutch into the Cross County also is a solid ride. Let's go to Rockland County. The Thruway looks good across the Tappan Zee Bridge. And again, I'm not aware if there's any, unless there's some sort of a religious observance holiday today that I'm not aware of. I'm not sure. Again, I think it's partially this work from home situation, and some are looking at the forecast for later on this evening, that it's going to get, it's going to light up pretty quick around the area. I wish I had a future radar I could show you, but I don't. I don't want to go to certain other media to use theirs because I don't have permission to do that. Check the National Weather Service if they have something. 84 here. This looks great. Fantastic. Even 684 is good south of 84. It's just 84 both ways getting into Brewster is busy. West on 84 into Danbury and in Newtown is busy. And then again into Southbury. But, again, just looking at the overall snapshot, there's a little bit less red here this morning than there was yesterday. Let's populate this over here because I like to have it on that. And then we go to the MTA. Let's dial that in. And the NRW trains have some delays there southbound, while NYPD responds to someone who's being disruptive on a train at 57th Street, 7th Avenue. Okay, go to the rails. And Port Jeff is really the only thing with the delay. 712 from Huntington to Independent, 810 is canceled because of earlier switch trouble. East River Tunnels takes the 719, so it's going to run about probably 15 minutes late or so. There, extra service in the Ronkonkoma. 704 Ronkonkoma to Independent, 819 make added stops following station to a high volume of customers traveling. Interesting. All right, so there's your transit. Let's go to the Hudson River crossings now. No real break here. 45 at the Lincoln, 45 at the George, Holland about 25 to 30 this morning. So we're seeing that in full effect, full earnest. Dial in the. Again, first of all, you can see that we're a full 20 degrees warmer here out on Long Island than we were on Monday and Tuesday at this time of the morning. So at least between 10 and 20 degrees warmer than what we were seeing earlier in the week around the region. And, that's henceforth the reason why there's some fuel in the air for this cold front to come through to do what it's going to do and rain. And you can see Monticello is almost at 60 here, 65 in Central Park. So it feels probably more like very early September or so for the morning. than it does for the middle of October. Check out Atlantic City. Yeah, 65 there at Atlantic City. You know, anybody who's lived here in the Northeast, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, for any extended period of time and keeps an eye kind of on the weather and seasons and things like that, kind of understand that it should not be 65 degrees on October the 13th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's be realistic about that. It should be into the mid to upper 40s, probably. You know that something is off right there. You just know it's off. And Mother Nature is going to make the correction later today. Let's go towards this is just the radar. This is just what's happening now. And we're actually starting to see populate a few showers here and there. And the last reading was at 7:54. There at 7:54, you can see some light rain starting to make its way into the Philly area, Camden, Cherry Hill. I wish I had the cameras. That would certainly help. Maybe a couple pop-up showers here in Western Union County, Scotch Plains, Westfield. It's probably not even hitting the ground. It's more up towards Morristown, Madison, Parsippany along Route 80, and then up towards Sussex and Hamburg and Franklin along 23. Starting to see some rain there. Out towards Bucks County, Allentown, Hazleton, Scranton, Bloomsburg. See that rain populating, looks like northeast that way. So that's, and I think it's more of this as you widen it up, you can almost see the cold front. You can almost carve it out with a knife right through. It looks like it's right about in here. All of this is teaming this way. So, and I think the front is setting up right along in here. I think it's right in here. There may be a few showers on the opposite side of the front, or maybe it's right in here, one of the two. And this is all heading to the east, but look at this. The rest of the Western United States is completely in the clear. So, red flag warnings. Again, why do they make these colors between this and this? If your eye is or colorblind in some capacity and don't see colors as well, I mean, it gets tough to figure out what the hell the colors are. Make them completely different. Curious to see what this is. Red flag warning. Yeah, it's dry out there. That is. I didn't think it was a winter storm warning. Anyway, radar. No, I don't think so. Let's do this very quickly. I'm just curious myself. Central Park forecast. I mean, we already got the forecast, but I'm just curious as far as timing of it all. It's gonna be kind of crazy. As Raine had said, I was just trying to see if there was anything in that list to dial up a future radar, but I don't. All right, let's go back to the New Jersey list now this morning. See what else we got. Again, we got 70 shut down there in the Pine Barrens, out through Lakehurst Road in Manchester. There's still an accident here south of the Parkway at 140, broken down tractor trailer, local lanes in the vicinity of exit 72. So that's local side there getting to the George Washington Bridge, 93. The ramp to westbound 46 from Ridgefield, everything is shut. And I don't think there's any cameras here. There is. The likelihood of this working is next to nil. What's on with these cameras? Let's do this. The Parkway Tower camera should be able to get. I would have hoped they would have turned the camera around. You can see the heavy traffic here is just jacked. I mean, we're back to just south of 144 now. Yeah, that's almost back to 145. Yeah, we are back to 145. Wow, look at that. I would say we're back to 147 now. We're going to go back to 148. We have a 149. Once, twice, three times. South is the Essex tolls that's heading north. So really from 148 down to 140, about 10 miles worth of heavy traffic there. Go to the travel times here at 8:05. Again, you're watching Tri-State Traffic Show, Facebook and YouTube. We're live here until 8:30 this morning. We'll have another check of the forecast coming up at 8:15. And you see our sponsors at the bottom: Crime for Vanilla Bean Creamery, Travels Darley, Shave Cave, and Maxim Motor Cars. Let's go to the toll roads and south here on the Parkway. So it should take 4 minutes, takes like 20, 25 minutes. 70 to the Turnpike. Again, most of it's concentrated up into 140 because then after that, you're fine through after you get past entrance off of Chestnut Street and Union. Things are fine there. Okay, here we go. NJTOT is experiencing technical with the camera displays. At this time, our service technicians are working on resolving that issue and hope to have the camera views restored quickly. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so I knew that there was something wrong. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with there on this Parkway debacle heading south here. It's also, so where I think it is now is all so here it is. If you're ever familiar with this area, I think the accident is just to the south of the entrance off the westbound side of Route 22. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody coming through the construction zone either maybe merged over to the right lane because this is an exit. This is an entry. I mean, there's no merge. It's a no merge lane from westbound 22 onto the Parkway South. That's kind of where I think the accident is, right in here. So that is the reason why 22 is jacked all the way back into Newark. Ooh, holy cow. Stiff shot. Wow. Now, if the Turnpike Authority is watching, my buddy Goody over there, if there's any way you could turn that tower camera at 142 around, I don't think you were able to see that far because that camera is right here because just the way the topography is. But you may be able to see something. If they were to turn that camera around, you could maybe catch what the deal is there. It's also now affecting eastbound 7080 exit to the Parkway as well. So a real stiff ride there this morning on the Garden State Parkway in the Union, Hillside, Newark, East Orange area, coming out of Essex into Union County. 287, we're still fairly busy here, getting through Morristown, Harder Road, on up in towards Morristown, and then south is busy getting on the 24. East on 80 beginning to thin it out a little bit here, getting out towards Parsippany, and 287 going south to 47 is crowded into the 80 interchange, both ways of 208 is heavy here out to Fairlawn Avenue. $17 here in Rochelle Park at Central Avenue is heavy. 21 into 20. That's going to be busy here this morning. Turnpike fairly busy as well from 13 up to 14 on into 15E. But again, I'm telling you, it is definitely lighter than what it was yesterday. 78 is good. 80 is fine. 206. The Turnpike here this morning, 18, Route 9, everything down the shore. good. 29, still fairly busy getting out of the Trenton Tunnel. Let's go to 295. Get down into the even that is beginning to thin itself out a little bit better than it was just a few minutes ago. Even 42 is beginning to thin itself out. I wouldn't be surprised that this year, the next half hour or so is down to just minimal backups. Parkway, Atlantic City down to Cape May. Things are fine there. And again, it's even lighter because look at Staten Island. It's clearing up fairly nicely. And again, a lot of this also too, again, traffic and weather go together. It's fairly cloudy out there too. So there's not a terrible amount of sun glare, if any, around the region. Let's see. Then it's just heavy onto the Gowanus, over to the BQE. Belts pretty backed up here, getting west of Flatbush Avenue, and then our normal delays into the Brooklyn Bridge. Midtown Tunnel's about a half an hour, 10 to 15 at the Ed Koch. Belt out through Cross Bay, both ways of the Van Wyck and the Hillside is busy. East on the Grand Central is heavy. So is the LI both ways to the Fairgrounds. Grand Central West at LaGuardia is busy. Whitestone Expressway both ways getting into College Point is crowded. South on the Cross Island is busy out to the LIE. Stay with the Clearview instead. West on the Cross Bronx is heavy. Deegan packed in here out by Yankee Stadium. North on the Bruckner is heavy into the Hutch. Hutch is busy out through Pelham Bay, but the Bronx River Parkway is cleaned up nicely. Even the Deegan is thinning out. So again, FDR is still pretty crowded at the RFK. I'm telling you, it's definitely lighter than what we saw yesterday. And even Long Island is proving that as well. I mean, Suffolk County, just some minor backups in the Vets Highway, but that's it. Sunrise Highway. Southern State, that's even beginning to thin itself out. Westbound LIE, Northern is still heavy at Lakeville Road, but 135, a little heavy here at 135 and 44. But other than that, out to the east end is a fairly slow ride. Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill into Bridgehampton. And our, another benchmark is, Connecticut. This is beginning to clean itself up fairly nicely. Southbound to Trumbull, 52 down to 50, and the 49 is busy. Then from 41 down to 36, 95 is heavy from 18 down through about 6. And then west on 84 is all jacked into Danbury. Let's go to the incident page there. I think there's something going on there. Yeah. Tractor trailer. Westbound between exit 6 and 5. That just happened here about 10 to 20 minutes ago. Parkway. Let's go to the Hudson Valley now. 684, still a little bit busier now into Katona and Route 22, but 287 is busy here out of Tarrytown and White Plains. The Hutch now picking up maybe some more volume, getting to a Weaver Street, that's 125, and then out towards 287. But look at the Tappan Zee Bridge in Rockland County. There's nothing happening here on the Thruway 202. Over towards 6, 17, 84, the Beacon Bridge, 84, out through Lake Carmel. So, for what it's worth here at 813, right? If you're out there driving, certainly good. What happened here on 208 by the Bolero. Maple Avenue on 208. I'm going to go with, it's saying a crash going south. North is heavy here from Fairlawn Avenue into Maple Avenue. There's definitely something going on there at Maple Avenue and Hawthorne. Keep an eye on that. Populate that. Back to the cameras. Let's see if they move that tower camera. Will take us into weather here this morning. Opposite way it is. Wish they would just move that camera over, turn it around, maybe get a better idea what the deal is. Okay, let's go to NJ Transit now. Delays on the corridor. 806 Rail Pen is canceled, and then the Hudson Bergen Light Rail. 745 departure from West Side Avenue is canceled because of a mechanical issue. Okay, it's 8:15. Perfect timing. Let's head over to the Weather Center and talk to Raine about our rain inbound. Good morning, Raine.
Good morning, Don. If you're just tuning in now, I said earlier that we are still having some technical difficulties, so that's why we're not having our typical forecast on the big screen. But we do have our forecast from the phone from today. So let's get into our headlines. Possible showers and storms today, this afternoon and evening, as well as we move into this weekend. Really beautiful weather coming this weekend, so make sure you get out and enjoy it while you can. And for next week, our temperatures do start to cool down and it really starts to feel like fall. So for our commute forecast this morning, some patchy fog, but nothing of any real extreme concern. And then as we move into the evening for your PM commute, do expect some wind and rain, so be careful. Driving conditions could be a little bit messy, as well as it also might cause some traffic, so just be aware of that. Today's highs, 71 in Piscataway, Milford and Camden, as well as Millville, 69 in Atlantic City, New York and Sussex, and 70 in White Plains and Islip. Tonight's lows, 51 in Piscataway and Trenton, 56 up in Milford, 55 in Islip, and as well as a little bit chillier up in Sussex at 46 degrees. So looking at our futurecast, starting as early as late morning and early afternoon, that's when the rain is going to start moving into the New Jersey area. A little bit heavier over in Pennsylvania, but some of that might move over to us as well in New Jersey and also in New York and Connecticut. Moving through to around evening, 8:30 p.m. In Connecticut, the rain is particularly heavy, so if you are still outside at that point or driving, definitely just do be aware of that and take caution because it could definitely be dangerous if you're still driving at that time. But by nighttime and Friday morning, everything clears out and it's looking like some really beautiful conditions for Friday as well as Saturday. Barely a cloud in the sky. So for our 7-day forecast, as I said for today, 70% chance of rain and storms. Moving into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our highs all sit in the high 60s and our lows generally in the high 40s as well as sitting right at 50. Moving into Monday and Tuesday, there is a small chance of showers, which we will have to keep an eye on because we're not sure whether or not those will really develop, but chance of showers on Monday and Tuesday, as well as on Wednesday, it will be mostly sunny and 53. And just something to note, on Tuesday and Wednesday, the lows do get into the 30s for, if I remember correctly, for the first time in the season, so definitely make sure you are bundling up if you're going anywhere at night or early in the morning, because it's going to get chilly. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Raine, and thank you so much for the you and your colleagues there putting in a great effort. I know that you're having some technical difficulties there, so hopefully you get that will be straightened out. But again, as Anna said, I do like the look very, very much of the behind the scenes. Very cool look. I like that. And Raine, again, great job. And the great job by the Weather Watchers. So appreciate everything they do here for the Tri-State Traffic Show, as well as for my local access channels as well. Really doing some amazing work. And again, just a big thank you to everybody there at Rutgers and the Weather Watcher group. All right, Raine, thank you so much. We'll see the Weather Watchers tomorrow at 7:15 here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We got about another 10 minutes left in the broadcast, and we'll just kind of give you the highlights here, really. The Parkway is the toughest of the spots around the area, getting into 140 because of this crash still being cleared in that construction zone. I think the construction zone is also hampering efforts to facilitate a quicker cleanup. Hopefully no one's injured, but it is definitely making things more challenging. And it's also affecting westbound traffic on 22 coming out of Weequahic Park and Newark through Hillside, Broad Street, and all the way out through Liberty Avenue. And then again, out by ShopRite of Hillside is busy. And that parkway is backed up to 147. 24 still seeing some moderate volume both ways in the Columbia Turnpike. East on 80 is still pretty heavy here from Dover, Rockaway into Parsippany. 287 from 47 down to 37 is a solid ride. 287 north into Harder Road and 33. There was an earlier crash there. I think it's probably off to the shoulder now, right in here, but it's still a little bit backed up. Southbound on the Western Spur is busy here at 15W. And, north on the Turnpike, kind of busy getting up to the 80 interchange. 208 heavy here at Maple Avenue. I think there was a crash reported going south. Let's see, 202, looks like there's a hit here at First Avenue. Back up to see if anything came up. See anything. So definitely busy here getting in just before the Somerville traffic circle. 287 both ways here into Route 28 is really busy this morning. Parkway heading up and over the Driscoll Bridge. That's fine. Monmouth County, again, traffic really looking good. The Turnpike, 195, we're in good shape. 95 looks good. Again, here's the 70 issue this morning out through the Pine Barrens and just west of the Whiting area. We're still shut down here at Lakehurst Road, Wakesbog Historic Village. I don't think I've ever been on Route 70 Pine Barrens. Let's see what's here. Wow, you are. See why they did that whole episode on The Sopranos and the Pine Barrens, right? There is just nobody out here. I mean, this is. Wow. We're services out here too. Pemberton Township, up by McGuire Air Force Base as well. McGuire, Dix, Lakehurst. Let's see, go down the shore, Parkway, everything is good. And as I mentioned, even this 4255 is beginning to thin it out a little bit better than it was about 20 minutes ago when we looked. 295 still fairly crowded both ways here at Route 30. Exits, what the exit is here, but I don't think there is an exit per se. Entrance. Exit before. Exit 29. I thought here this morning. Let's go to the comments here. Meteorologist Justin Godnick. Hey, good morning, buddy. Says morning, Don. Good to see you. And Connor says good morning. Happy Friday Eve, coming in from the Brunswicks this morning. Good to see both of you, especially Justin. And how's the new edition doing? So Justin up early with us up here on the Tri-State Traffic Show for about the next 10 minutes or so. Switch over to on New Jersey. So wrap up Jersey here at this point. And again, as I mentioned earlier in the show, that definitely traffic is later. Let's do this. The Hudson River crossings now. See what we've got. Dial this in. Still about 40 minutes on average at the George, about 40 at the Lincoln, 25, 30 at the Holland. Go back to the maps. We'll take a look at Staten Island now. And it's definitely lighter than normal because look at the expressway. We're good. Still a lot of congestion on the BQE, Gowanus. What else is new there? West on the belt is heavy here, getting into just about Bay Parkway, about Bay 8th Street or so. Well, really Bay Parkway. Again, just heavy traffic getting to the Brooklyn Bridge, Midtown Tunnel's about 30, LIE still seeing a ton of traffic into Queens Boulevard. The Van Wyck is heavy into Hillside Avenue, Cross Island, still a lot of volume from the southern on up into the LIE. Grand Central, we're busy here through LaGuardia. And the FDR now really connecting the dots here from the 120s down into Oh, I'd say the mid 70s or so. West side is heavy, is straight off the George Washington Bridge. West on the Cross Bronx is heavy here, the Bronx River Parkway. The Deegan, as we go south of the Cross Bronx, that's busy as well. North on the Bruckner is fairly crowded, getting into Pelham Bay. Bronx River Parkway and the Deegan, this is all cleared out. That's great. South on the Cross Island, still heavy off the throng, passing Bayside Marina. Let's take a look at Long Island. And it is definitely lighter than what we saw yesterday. Even this is starting to break up on the LIE 135. Both ways to the southern is fairly crowded here, getting out to the Middlebrook and the Wantagh Parkway. North on the Sandy Coast is busy here at Crooked Pioneer Drive. Actually, Crooked Hill Road. West on the LIE, heavy here at Vets. That's even thinning out. And east on Sunrise Highway, Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton is busy. Snapshot of Connecticut now. Listen into Trumbull, going south on the Merritt is heavy at 50 down to 48. To Bridgeport Fairfield, that is good. Southbound in between exits 18 down through 5 is crowded, and the Merritt is heavy south of 40 down to about 35 or so. But it's really the big jackpot, unfortunately, is this tractor trailer crash. Hopefully no one's injured. West on 84 and exit 6. We're backed up all the way through Newtown. That could run you probably another half an hour or so. In Upper Westchester, 684 is busy down Route 22. 287 east through Terrytown, White Plains, the Hutch, kind of the normal areas here, getting south of 287. That's crowded. But look at Rockland County, the thruway. We're fine. So is Orange County on the thruway, Route 6, all the way out to Port Jervis. 84, that's clear. And then all of Dutchess County is moving nicely. Unfortunately, I wish I had some cameras to show you. Camera that would work. This before we wrap up. Let's see here now. Show you kind of where some of this precip is coming in. Ben's Allen, Bristol, 295 area. Populate that. Widen this up a little bit because I can't see it. There we go. About incidents, I just want to know what cameras are. Well, this is kind of neat. Look at this. They have EV charging stations. Wow, that's kind of cool. That's a good idea. That's a great idea, in fact. And even weather stations. I wonder what the weather station brings up. 61 degrees, surface temperature is 63, visibility 65, 61, wind gust at 8, wind speed 4 miles per hour. Oh, that's kind of neat. Look at that. Well, let's see here. No, that's dry there. Like I said, when I showed you that radar, it looked like it was fairly, wasn't really hitting the ground. About as close as we can get. Cameras on 202. Wow. Al Ringo. That's going to be the 22 Easton Bridge. That's a great shot. Go here. Head up further this way. Poconos. Gap. It's gray and cloudy, but I don't really see any kind of precip. There it looks like road. I don't know. Roadways may be slightly damp. Bringing this radar here very quickly. Again, we've got another about 5 minutes, and then we got to get set up here. So there it is at 8:23, and here, but very, very light spritzes. There's darker blue here. I don't think it's really hitting the ground. Maybe this is maybe a little bit of light rain in here, Hazleton, that area. Widen this up just a skosh. See how which way that's trailing. Definitely going northeast, probably more in a northerly direction than going east. You can see all this training rain coming out of the capital, DC, Annapolis, into Dover, which is going to oversweep our area later. But it's going to be changeable day to day, stormy day. So you got to be weather aware and keep an eye to the sky. Definitely, Justin says if thunder roars, head indoors. Yourself caught out there and watch for the potentially, dare I say, any kind of flash flooding. It's certainly possible. There's still a lot of landscaping, some of the leaves are now falling in those catch basins, those drains are blocked. If you see one near your house, please just take your foot and just kind of clean it off, just kind of sweep it away. Because that's what happens when those catch basins are clogged with the leaves and debris and so forth, and they're not properly cleaned on a regular basis. That's where you get yourself into trouble, especially parking lots and things like that. The typical areas of our flooding areas along Route 22, Union area, also, up towards the Hudson Valley on the Taconic, Spring and Sawmill, that situation there. So again, just keep an eye to the sky, head over to the Weather Watcher. Let's bring it in. Let me close this out. We'll give ourselves the shameless self-promotion on YouTube's. So here's our little program. Please like, subscribe to the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're going for 200 subscribers and 200 episodes. We're already at episode 112 here this morning. So definitely, if you can do so, pass it along to all your friends. We welcome that. It helps out myself and the weather watchers here in the Tri-State Traffic Show, Traffic Center, Weather Center, to continue doing this broadcast. So please pass along to all of your friends. Again, we're going for 200 subscribers and 200 episodes. So that is our little slice of YouTube. Here's the Weather Watcher group from Rutgers. So please subscribe to their channel as well. You can get the latest forecast from them. They do a afternoon and evening forecast as well. There's rain there and an evening forecast here. So to keep an eye on the changing weather situation for today. Also, Johnny Rocco and JONROCCOWX. He is on Twitter as well as Facebook. I'm sure he'll be providing updates later on. But again, definitely if you can tune in to the Weather Watcher Rutgers YouTube page, they'll be updating again with this weather coming through. They will definitely be updating things as they happen in real time later on this afternoon. Okay, so there's the shameless self-promotions. Let me bring myself on camera, and I've stopped turning red here because I just gotten out of the shower. There we go, little flush. But anyway, so we want to thank Connor, Justin, and Anna for joining us here on the broadcast. I know we're a little bit shorter, but this is what we do on Thursdays, and I still owe you another 25 minutes for being on a little bit late this morning. But nonetheless, we thank, again, Connor, Justin, and Anna. We also thank The Shaved Cave, Maxim Motor Cars, Travels with Darley, and Ralph over at the Crime for Vanilla Bean Creamery. We thank John and the team at the Weather Watcher Group for Rutgers for providing our forecast. And thank you, Raine, for the great job here this morning. So that is going to wrap it up. Switch over to On New Jersey now for the New Jersey Morning Show. Myself, Kara, Christina, and Emmy Award-winning Christina Bear, and meteorologist Mike Favetta on the morning show beginning at 9 o'clock. And we'll see all of you back here. Do my best to get on at 7 o'clock. And sometimes some of these mornings get tougher and tougher, but we'll be here at 7. So definitely join us tomorrow morning. A terrific Thursday. Drive safely. Be weather aware. Be careful out there. And we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.